Hi, Mark here from the Tangibound Podcast Network and host of the flagship show, the Tangibound Podcast. Did you know that we over at Tangibound are always looking for amazing podcasts to promote? And did you also know that we are also proud nerds and geeks of everything from movies, music, gaming, TV shows, and comic books to wrestling, MMA, soccer, and football? Whatever you can nerd or geek out about, we've got it. And if you're interested, we can help you find it. And if you're a show looking for a place to call home, we've got you covered. Side effects may include upset stomach, dizziness, tumors, shakes, and in some rare cases, death from excessive laughter. Though to be fair, it's only sometimes. Other side effects may include diarrhea, gallstones, heart palpitations, and strong desire for cookies on the dark side. Talk to your doctor and visit TangiboundNetwork.com and see if Tangibound Network is right for you.
This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Welcome to the podcast from Temperance Town, the sexiest podcast of world renowned. Tony grows a beard to hide his chin, swabs it with Earl so it glistens.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
Download the pod, you won't get enough of these dapper chaps talking deadly fluff. In Hobo Gulch they run a homeless mission, clanging and banging with the pentagram of kittens.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
They enjoy their whiskey and local craft beer. By Odin's unkempt pubis we give a cheer. Tony's a raccoon when he's booziest. Don't be a savage, be an enthusiast.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
On the frozen tundra they call it a lock. Tony likes to masturbate in a sock. Brian pisses rocks cause it feels so great. I still don't know who the fuck is Tate.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
The boys will let you know when there's a spurner. Due to male pattern baldness, they don't wear curlers. Stay salty, people, that's their closing line. And don't forget, have a beer, you'll be fine.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty language.
Hey enthusiasts, what's going on? This is Salty Language, episode 337.
The sexiest podcast on the network.
I agree.
Indeed.
For like 12 years running.
Oh, I think it's probably more than 12 years.
Yeah, exactly. Even before there were podcasts.
You're right, exactly.
Yeah. We just were waiting around for networks. That's all it was.
Just waiting in the wings.
Uh-huh.
Lurking in the shadows.
Yeah, like my dad used to tell me he waited on a rock for 3 days for dirt to be invented. You know,
right?
Yeah, and I'm not saying that's my dad's. He probably heard it somewhere else, but you know, it's just, you know, in my head, that's where the credit goes to because that's where I first heard it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
'tis fair, mate. 'Tis fair.
Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and apologize right off the bat here if I happen to sniffle all the way through the episode or cough or whatever, because I'm hopefully on the tail end of whatever plague infested me last week. Or this week, I should say. It was like right after we recorded last week. I was sitting here. I don't know if you remember when I was like, man, I am so congested. But I think before, you know, and then afterward I was like, gee, and all of a sudden I started getting a bad headache and went in and went to bed. And the next day when I woke up, I was just miserable and weak, and it was terrible. And I was like, oh no, man cold. But what it is, I've had for a long time, just about once or twice a year when the weather really shifts, I tend to get like a sinus kind of cold, and it lasts about a week usually, and then I'm usually fine. And that feels like that.
What do you mean shift? It's not like we had like a 50-degree temperature swing the past day.
Yeah, seriously. It was almost 60 or was 60 yesterday.
It was almost 60 yesterday.
I was outside and, I didn't wear a coat yesterday when I went out, and today it's like, I don't know what it is out there today, but awful.
It's snowpocalypse again.
Yeah.
It's really cold, and it was warm when I woke up in the morning.
Yeah.
And then as the day progressed, it went rain, freezing rain, snow. Mm-hmm. And it got cold.
Right. Now, I will say this, though, is that I was telling Heno about that, how we were going to have like a mid-50s day, and then within a couple days, like a day, there'd be like 18 or something. And I was like, but that's normal for a winter here. We tend to hit a 50-degree day, and then the next day it's like 20 degrees out.
Yeah, it's real dumb.
Yeah. That happens to us quite. I mean, it happens in like the spring, summer time, too. We'll have a day that's like 40 and then the next day is like 85, So it's just a weird area where we're at, but Yeah,
it doesn't make sense, but it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I can't bitch. It was nice roaming around yesterday with, without a coat on. It was pretty awesome. The only thing that sucked was I went to therapy yesterday. And you know how some buildings don't adjust their temperature themselves? They basically set it for like, oh, this time of year it's going to be cold, so the heat's up, basically.
Right. Yeah.
That's the way the doctor's office was set.
So is molten lava in there?
Oh my God. Not so much in the waiting area. And I think that's because it was, there's people coming and going constantly outside. Mm-hmm. But when I got over into my therapist's office, oh my God, it was horrid.
Right.
I was dying in there. And it's like, do I have a fever or am I dying? It's.
And the answer is yes.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Oh man. So I wore a coat in there or going into the room as soon as I walked in the room, I was like, nope, and tore that thing off. And then,
did you tear it off sexily?
Oh, obviously. I don't know how to do anything otherwise, Tony.
That's true. Accurate. Even
when it's awkward. Like when I get caught in a t-shirt, Have you ever done that? Like you're trying to take a shirt off, like, and trying to be all like, I'm a sexy man, and you like literally kind of get caught in the t-shirt?
That is my life.
Also mine, yeah.
Like, I'm going to make a sweet move in bed. Oh, my feet are tangled in the blankets.
Yeah, right.
Motherfucker.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's always something dumb.
Fair enough. Yeah, I got caught in a t-shirt a couple days ago. I was just taking it off. I wasn't trying to be, seductive or anything. I was just taking the shirt off. And for some reason, I don't even know how to describe it. It's almost like my shoulder caught in it somehow and twisted to where I couldn't pull my arm all the way through. It was, yeah.
It looks like you're having convulsions.
Pretty much, because, you're doing the, like, thing,
Right.
Not that anyone can see that, but.
Is that one of those air dancer guys?
Yep.
Is he advertising tires?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I was teaching Sweet D how to dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was... the best part is no one saw me do that, but I still feel compelled to sit here and tell you and anyone who listens about this when I could have just never said anything and let that embarrassment die. So...
That's part of podcasting, Brian.
It is.
Sometimes you tell shit about yourself that you're like, why did I tell everybody about that?
Right. It's also a, funny is funny situation,
Oh, yeah.
I laughed
Accurate.
I laughed at the absurdity of it that, I'm a grown man getting all tangled up in a t-shirt. And that was, you would have thought I was trying to unhook a bra or something,
Right.
Except I was using my hands, not my teeth. Yeah.
Right? I unhook them with crescent kicks.
That's aggressive. Although if it works, pretty impressive.
It would be mighty impressive, right?
Yeah, especially if you didn't actually make contact with the woman. You just hit the bra enough to snap pull the thing apart.
Undo the little hooks.
Yeah. You've got
so it's like if it's executed properly, sploosh.
Right.
If it's executed improperly,
broken
permanently
spine.
in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Forever paralyzed.
Yeah. Even if it goes well, it can end that way. Right, Anyway,
right.
Yeah.
He's talking about power fucking.
I want the show's title to be Power Fucking. It's one of those, like we've said in the past, like this is the unofficial title of the show. Power Fucking, unofficial title.
Well, whatever the title should be, is gonna be, you should put an asterisk at the end of it. And everyone who listens knows what the asterisk means.
That's great. I like that idea. That's a good call. Oh, man.
If iTunes allows asterisks.
Yeah, I don't know if they do or not. We'll find out. If you don't see one, just pretend it's there, I guess.
Yeah, it means iTunes stinks on ice.
Yeah. Well, we got to play the game because I don't want us to get content pulled down. So that's no bueno.
This is true.
Yeah. So, yeah.
If they actually listen to the content, it would be pulled down immediately.
I don't know what you're talking about. There's way worse out there.
You're probably right, actually.
Way worse. I've heard worse.
Because they could be saying horrible, vile things like we say, but not be entertaining.
Well, yeah, or it could just be, perceived as hate speech. Because I've heard a couple podcasts where I'm like, whoa, all right, this is the only episode of this I'm listening to, because, yeah.
Welcome to episode 25 of Grand Dragon Radio.
Yeah,
what?
Pretty much. Yeah. I thought it was going to be about dragons. I didn't realize.
I know. Like, oh, this sounds sweet. Oh, geez. That's why I like black people.
Yeah. Wow. Like, are they talking about the new Game of Thrones?
Right.
Oh, not at all.
oh boy. This
is way different than I expected.
Yeah, exactly.
Subscribe. No.
It's so compelling.
I just can't stop. It's weird.
Cletus's take on things sometimes.
Right. As horrible as it is, there is some truth to that. Because there are people that will listen to that kind of stuff. If for no other reason, the car wreck concept that you listen, it's just like, I can't believe people actually think this way. And you just keep listening to it.
Right.
I generally am not that way. Usually once people start saying stuff like that, I'm like, and done.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever listened to a podcast that I was like, oh, I hate this podcast. I'm going to keep listening. Because generally, if I'm not entertained, I go, I have 4 days of content I need to listen to. So see ya.
Yeah, seriously. That's the way I pretty much am too. I jettison stuff that doesn't tickle my nethers,
Exactly.
It's funny though, I was listening to an episode of Risk the other night, which is a podcast I love.
It's a good one.
But there was a woman that told a lengthy story, and her voice was really high pitched, and it was driving me batshit. And I'm like, it was a decent story. So it's like, I want to hear the story, but I don't want to hear her tell the story.
Right.
And she wasn't a bad storyteller. It was just
that voice.
That voice, yeah. And I was like, ugh. So yeah, I made it through it, but at the end I was like, oh, I don't want to ever hear her again. And I'm sitting there going, watch, she'll end up being like a favorite going forward or something.
I have been known to just scrub through podcasts when I hear an annoying voice like that. Or if I'm watching a show and they're like, hey, we're talking about this, and I go, nope, because I don't want any spoilers. I don't care what you talk about after that point. See ya. Sorry.
Show starts and they're like, blah, blah. Oh, we're going to talk something with spoilers. And you're like, well, I'm done. Scrub the whole episode.
I've done that before. I have. I guess hopefully next episode you won't be talking about this shit.
It's funny because really what we all should do, and I'm including us in that because I don't do this, is if we're going to talk about something with spoilers, like the way we do it, we put it at the end of the show usually, with like movies and stuff.
Typically.
And I like that format because people can just stop. They don't have to worry about it. And then they also don't really miss anything except for that part of the show.
Right.
The only downside is that from the pull the curtain back podcaster perspective is we won't get credit for the whole episode being listened to. Right. But really what should happen is you almost should put a time thing in there for people. Just be like, we talked about Star Wars from this point to this point, so you literally could scrub that and go, oh, okay, they're done here, and then move forward.
But you're assuming people read the information.
Yeah, there's that.
Because like when I'm working, my phone, because I set up all my podcasts as a playlist. Mm-hmm. So when one ends, the other one just starts and it just goes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Because I know, Libsyn does a podcast that when they send out the the description for it, it actually tells at what time each topic starts, which is really nice. Because there's sometimes where I don't care about 5 of the topics. I can just zip right through those to the one I'm really interested in or whatever,
Right.
So, yeah, that's, I don't know. You're right though. I don't think enough people would read and react that way for it to work. But, whatever.
Good old podcast talk.
Yep. All right.
Well, podcast talk. Did you do podcast talk? That's the theme song.
Yeah, that's pretty awful, Tony. I'm sorry.
Dude, I've been working on that for months.
I know.
It's still terrible.
Still terrible, yeah. Maybe you should quit.
Yeah, probably, right?
Yeah. If that's your passion in life, maybe it's time to end it.
Yeah, apparently.
The passion, not your life. I want to make sure I don't. After I said it, I was like, oh, that didn't sound right.
Oh, man, that sure sounds prodding and suicidal.
Yeah, you can't write songs. Kill yourself. I'm like, wow, whoa.
Like, clearly you're bad at this. We don't need you on this plan.
Yeah, right.
Like, holy shit.
Like, wow, that's
this
little
producer's
harsh.
Hardcore.
I mean, he's awful, but, that's a little harsh.
I've heard of expecting quality and excellence, but
yes.
Jesus.
Oh, man. So how was your week?
Yeah, it's been a kind of a tiring week.
Mm.
It's one of those weeks where Wednesday rolled around.
Yeah.
And I just went, I can't believe it's only fucking Wednesday. It was one of those weeks.
Mm.
It just drug on, man.
Now, this is the part where I point out to you that, I secretly switched your normal clocks with really slow moving ones. So
how dare you, sir?
It's actually Monday again. So
punked.
Yeah, got you. Okay,
I got you, dude. You missed work. Like,
yeah.
Oh, but my livelihood.
Yeah. Tony doesn't know it's actually Thursday. Like, what? I missed 4 days of work? Oh, shit.
Like, what the fuck? What happened?
That explains why when I called, they said, don't come in tomorrow.
Right.
I thought he's got a day off.
I was like, yeah, I wasn't planning on it. And then they hung up on me.
Yeah, right. I love that. There's an episode of The Simpsons where Homer does something. I can't remember the beginning part of it, but Marge is like, your work called and they said, if you don't come in tomorrow, don't bother coming in Monday either. And he goes, woohoo, 4-day weekend.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly what that is.
Yep.
But no, it's been an all right week. I mean,
mm-hmm.
It has been terribly exciting. Definitely had some fun nonsense and stuff. Mm-hmm. We went and checked out Pop Trivia.
Okay.
Because, I was texting you while you were recording The Crazy Life.
Right, just about to, yeah. Hadn't quite yet, but was very close.
Because I got home from work, and I had to work that night with side gig. Mm-hmm. And then, Jeannie's like, well, we're driving separate, so I'm going to go. I'm like, okay. I'm like, is anyone picking up Brian? She's like, oh, I don't know. And I was like, I wonder if Brian even knows we're supposed to be going to trivia tonight. So that's what I texted you.
He didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And, obviously you're recording, so.
Yeah.
But,
and we kind of had to because of me being sick. We couldn't record Sunday. So I was like, by recording Wednesday, it's like, well, we can still put something up for the week,
Right. Just a little late, but still up.
Yeah, exactly.
But, so Wednesday used to be named at 2 at the bar we go to.
Mm-hmm.
what he did this time is named a tune apparently wasn't very popular, so he started doing pop trivia.
Okay.
Pop culture trivia, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
But we're like, fuck it, we'll show up and like do our thing. It's basically like he took Name That Tune and Trivia Night and meshed them together.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it.
Okay. Cool.
Because it's 3 rounds of, movie, TV, and music trivia.
Yeah.
And then halftime's all Name That Tune.
Okay.
And then it's 3 more rounds of pop culture stuff.
No anagram?
No anagram.
Damn it. I know it's your favorite.
It's so my favorite.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed the shit, with the exception of one thing, Brian.
What's that? No Sam.
No Sam. And not Sam, while he was extra attentive.
Yeah.
Because I think he still remembers that one whole tip situation where Jeannie and I were talking about how I didn't tip him enough.
Right.
And he was right there. He's like, I didn't mean any disrespect.
So awkward. Yeah.
Yeah. Because, like, I was just drinking Diet Coke because I had to work later that night.
Right.
And anytime it got less than half, boom, I had a new one in front of me.
Wow. All right.
Like, I didn't have to ask. Because boom, boom. But he fucked up the bills. For some reason, he doesn't think Jeannie and I are married. Every time he splits our bills, we're like, no, we need them together.
Yeah.
And we had stuff from it was a whole nightmare situation.
Yeah.
I mean, nice kid, but he's not good at what he does.
Yeah, he tries hard, but he's just not good at it. Yeah.
But I mean, I really enjoyed the gameplay.
Yeah.
Except I want Sam to be working. I want Sam there to bring me drinks and know exactly what we all want.
I think you're just going to have to strong arm Sam into working Wednesdays.
Maybe.
Probably not, but but come on, Sam.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do it. Come on, Sam is right.
Do it.
Do it. But yeah, Also, it was like that night I worked. Because I worked for a limo company as well, y'all. Mm-hmm. And I picked up these old people from the airport. They just flew in from Palm Springs. They were there for like 2 weeks, whatever. Yeah. They had a shitload of bags, like golf bags and bags. And
wow. Why would you come back? No.
I know I should have. And they're both very pleasant people.
Yeah.
Which I always, because when there's cunts, I'm like, ugh. And it was one of those nights I'm like, I really don't feel like doing this tonight, but, I'm going to be up late. I didn't get to bed like 2 a.m.
Nice.
It's like, this is going to suck.
It's no big deal because you don't have to work early or anything. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't have to get up and be at work at like, 8:30 or whatever.
Right.
But I got to say, these people clearly had money because where I took them, they're like, oh, our house, it's the 3rd driveway on the left, past that mailbox. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, hold on, there's a hedgerow, right? Mm-hmm. And then I turned to the right to go around this hedgerow, and they had a fucking bridge that went to their house.
Wow, cool. Did they have a moat?
It might as well have been.
Oh, yeah, see,
it was because it was right by the river, and I was just like, holy shit. And they did slip me a nice wad of cash for sorry for being up, for making you stay up so late for us.
Wow, nice.
So they kind of made it worth my while.
Okay.
But up until that point, and at least they were nice, but I was just like, because typically when you pick up people from the airport, you don't get extra cash out of it.
Right.
So that was nice. That kind of way to work my time there.
That's
but
cool.
It did suck because I'm watching all my friends at trivia have beers, and Founders is the brewery of the month at the Stube. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, all I want is a tasty draft beer right now, but I'm sucking down Diet Coke with lime in it like an idiot.
Mm-hmm. Which is slightly different, not quite the same.
And I probably had like 13 gallons for some reason. It was just going down way too easy.
Right.
It was, I don't know what was going on.
Well, and Sam was, keeping you loaded on him, so.
He definitely was.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think I've ever drank that much fucking Diet Coke in one sitting.
Right.
It's weird.
You're becoming a basic white girl, Tony.
Apparently. I did have my Ugg boots on. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I have my fantastic ass pants.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. That is your going out gear. I mean, it
is my going out gear. Yeah. I know. I gotta show off these buns and these guns.
Yeah, exactly. The worst part is that you're always dropping things when you're wearing those pants, and it's like, dude, enough. We get it.
Whoops. Whoops. Straight leg bend over. Oh, right. I can't get it because I'm not flexible.
Yeah. I'm on my back.
Oh, God.
Quick, somebody call a doctor.
I do think it's funny though, because on my side gig, that's why I had to trim my beard back so far.
Mm-hmm.
Is I've got it, I'm growing it back out.
Right.
And a couple weeks ago, our dispatcher, because I never see anybody, because I basically work nights.
Yeah.
And I never see anybody, and I ran into our dispatcher, and she's like, "I'm really surprised they haven't asked you to shave yet." I'm like, yeah, I know, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's because the upper people don't see me.
Right. Well, listen.
And I don't get complaints from people.
Well, that's always been my thing, is like, I don't understand why people would complain. Cause, it's not unkempt. You keep it trimmed. It still looks nice.
Keep it trimmed.
Yeah. It'd be different if you were like, just all over the place, like, Saddam Hussein's mugshot or something, like,
right. Exactly.
Like you're just looking like you just got arrested or something. I mean, but that's not the case, So
I have made extra effort with this round of beard to keep it like cleaned up.
Yeah.
Because like the last giant mountain beard I had, there's a lot of times it'll be a month and a half. I'll be like, I should probably trim this.
Yeah. That's actually where I'm at right now with mine. It's not that it's really long. I just have a lot of hairs kind of going everywhere.
Yeah.
I get out of bed and I'm like, wow, cause, I don't have bed head anymore, but I certainly get bed beard,
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It's my favorite bed beard, Brian, is when, you didn't realize and I don't know if this happens to you, but you didn't realize you're like doing a little that drooling in your sleep. Right? And then you roll over and it's like this cold, wetted mass against your face. You're like, oh, God.
I can't say that I have, but, I can at least appreciate how awful it would be.
Dude, well, think about this. Think about my poor wife. Because last night, because Jeannie's been working nights. So it was like 10:30 and we're watching Netflix or whatever. And I'm like, so you ready to go to bed? And she's like, I'm really not tired. And when I sat there for a little bit, I'm like, fine, I got to go to bed. I'm exhausted.
Right.
So she came upstairs and woke me up a little bit when she was getting into bed. And so I roll over to like give her a smooch, and I kissed her, and all I could feel was a wet beard on my face. I was just like, "Oh God, I'm so sorry."
Wow.
Oh God.
So basically, like she just got kissed by the dog, almost.
Yeah, exactly. No, our dog's probably way less damp.
Yeah, I'd hope so.
Can we talk about something too?
Wait.
The word damp.
Hold. I love the fact that your transition is when we're talking about your dog being damp.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know if we've talked about this on the program. The word moist.
Yeah. What
is everyone's fucking bent out of shapeness about the word moist?
I don't know. I feel like we did talk about this once before. Like, it might have been like when Tate was on the show, because I think we may have asked her why. Like, because it seems to be mostly women that have issues with it.
Yeah, it was brought to my attention from a lady that she doesn't like the word moist.
The only thing I can think of is it's probably been used by so many creepy guys that's the problem. Like, oh, you're so moist.
Are those yoga pants moist right now?
Yeah. Let me spin kick your bra off. Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, this cake is moist. It's delicious.
Right.
I don't think about yeah, that moist vagina.
Well, you do, but.
Well, I mean, always. It's pretty much always at the top of my head. But I don't say it out loud. Usually.
I don't know. It is funny. Like, everybody's got words that they just seem to hate, right? Like, this is actually maybe where we talked about this. Because I know I made a comment the one time. Like, I hate the word panties. I don't like it. I hate saying it. I don't know what it is about. There's nothing about that word that works for me. I don't know. Like, I seriously prefer undies, underpants. I use under britches most of the time, but.
What about Ponty?
Well, that's different. Yeah. I don't know what it is about that word that when I hear it, I'm like, like it just doesn't, like if someone were talking all sexily and using it, I'd be like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, stop. It doesn't work for me. So I don't know. We've all got other words too that I'm sure when people use, like, honestly, for a long time, I couldn't stand the word decadent because every fucking commercial that had anything chocolate in it, it was always decadent chocolate. And it's like, Use another adjective.
And then you drank a pint of Decadent Eagle.
Well, that's a whole different story. Yeah, that's the only acceptable use of it.
Right.
Yeah. I will certainly fuck up a bunch of that.
I'm trying to think of a word that really bothers me, but I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Yeah. Most
right
people
now.
have something. Like, there's some word here or there that they just can't stand, you know? And maybe that should be a Q the W one of these times, you know?
Yeah, maybe.
One word you can't stand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
But I also I know you're not a big sushi fella.
Right.
But I've tried out the Chipotle sushi that we have in town.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Did I lose you?
There we go.
There.
Okay. Jesus.
I know, it's been going so fine all night.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically exactly that. It's the Chipotle sushi.
Okay.
You know, and I went and I had some sushi with Valerie, and she was like, she's been telling me for a while now, this place is amazing. It's so good. I'm like, all right, well, I'll check it out at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, like a couple of weeks, she's like, how about this day? I'm like, all right, we'll go to Fusion. That's fine. Whatever. Walked in, didn't know what to expect. She knew exactly what she was getting. And Justin, the sushi guy, who's been doing it for 7 years, because he had to tell us.
Okay.
He's like, have you ever been to Fusion before? And I'm like, I can't say that I have there, buddy. He's like, oh, well, do you mind if I just, like, free range it? You know, and you know me. I'm like, you know what, fuck it. Go ahead.
Sure.
Let's see what you got,
right.
You know?
And then he makes love to the sushi.
Yeah, and then
tender
rolls
love.
and then inserts.
Right. That's an odd technique.
But you know, and I know I wandered in there. I got my homeless man gloves on. I got like my denim coat with the Sherpa shit going on inside of it. And,
right.
You know, I'm bearded. I know I look like an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's trying to explain all this stuff to me, and it's like, yes, I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Yes, I know. And then he's like, I'm going to give you tofu. Do you like tofu? And I'm like, never been a fan.
Yeah.
But I told you do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right.
So yeah, he made me some goofy ass roll with like, you know, it was supposed to be spicy, but it wasn't. It had tofu and like beet shreds and had all this whack. I mean, all in all, I have to say it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't exactly my cup of tea.
Right.
But the thing that really annoyed me is, you know, because I like going to sushi places. They have like a machine that makes the roll.
Oh, boo.
Not sushi. And then it came out looking like fucking Pac-Man. I'm like, 7 years and he made Pac-Man rolls?
Yeah.
Super disappointed.
Yeah, I gotta say I'm with you on that. Even though I'm not a sushi person, I respect the art of making sushi in that, you know, there really is an art to it. And if you don't believe me, find some episodes of like Iron Chef when Morimoto makes sushi. You know, he did one that looked like stained glass. It's fucking phenomenal. And I'm sure there's probably better out there, but I'm just, you know, that's what I can think of off the top of my head. So yeah, to just do it that way, it's like, I mean, I get it. It's easier, but you know, come on. That'd be like making noodles and stuff. You know, just having some machine.
They had like the bamboo little mat. That I was like, okay, because I've seen those rolling mats before, and they're doing it all. And then he puts it in a machine. I was like, and it comes out as a roll. I was like, oh. And then they put it into another machine and it just cuts it.
Oh, I mean, again, like, efficiency wise, I get it, but
yeah, because it is like I said, it's like the Chipotle of sushi.
Yeah.
Because it is kind of cool. You can go and you can make your own roll and they make it for you, which is cool. And they have pre-made stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just going to say at Kroger's little sushi shack thing they have inside, I haven't seen them use a machine to do the rolling.
No, so they use little Asian people.
Yeah. You're not wrong. I mean, for anyone thinking that might be racist, it might be, but he's also not wrong.
100% correct.
Yeah. I don't even think they care where in Asia you're from. I just think they were like, oh, you're Asian? Yeah.
Oh, higher.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't know what I'm doing. Don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
But, and it was good. You know, like the quality of the food was good.
Yeah.
I'd go back there because then the price point was nice.
Okay.
But I also, because I was like, I need a side. I kind of want a side. And they didn't have, their sides were like kind of lacking. So I was hoping for dumplings. Big fan of dumplings.
Sure, right.
But they had edamame, whatever. Soybeans.
Yep. Soybeans,
yeah.
Yep.
But they had spicy ones. And I'm like,
oh, nice.
Oh, fuck.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm like, let's get a side of that shit going. And it took them forever. So the guy, Justin, brought the little bowl of it out to the table. And he's like, I'm sorry about the wait. We had to get some new ones going, but I gave you extra. So I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I've never had the
edamame.
Yes.
Yeah.
When it was in the pea pod still.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I've always had it when it's just like the loose soybeans,
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. I've had it both ways, so yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So I was like, that's new. Mm-hmm. So I tried it, and it was all right. It wasn't
You can
my
actually
favorite.
buy, I think it's dried edamame snacks that are seasoned and stuff, to where you're eating them like a snack chip or something type of deal.
Fair enough.
Like in the pea pod.
All I do know is the little string on the pea pod.
Annoying.
Did not make for a very pleasant eating experience.
No, that means they weren't cleaned right. Yeah.
Yes.
Because just like fresh peas or green beans and stuff, you're supposed to get that off of there. Yeah.
Yeah. I go, well, because they didn't have any outs. My theory is they were rushing to get some out to us.
Could be. Yeah. You would think though, if that's a chain kind of a deal or whatever,
they would have them ready to go.
You'd think they would get them to the store level, would already be prepped. They do it in some other kitchen and then just send them to the store.
Right.
But whatever.
And I thought she was going to die because she got one of them lodged in her throat.
Yeah, that's why you're supposed to get rid of them. First of all, they're weird to chew, but also, you can choke on them.
The last update I heard is she finally got it out of her throat yesterday, and I think we went.
What?
We went Tuesday.
Wow.
So
all right then.
Yeah.
Wow. She's like, was that one of those threads or was that like a tapeworm? I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, exactly. She kept referencing, apparently there's an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm where Larry David gets a pube caught in his throat. And he just keeps going, all episode.
Right.
I was like, all right, fair enough.
All right.
But yeah, so I mean, and I don't know. I could do it about the side dishes. The sushi was good though.
Right. So I have one question for you. Was the sushi moist?
It was moist, Brian.
All right. Just making sure. It's very important. It's what you always look for in sushi is it moist? I
mean, if it was one of those things, if someone was like, hey, I want to go get a sushi dinner, I would definitely pick somewhere else. Mm-hmm. But if you're like, man, I'm kind of just craving some sushi and I don't want that Kroger sushi, that'd be a legitimate place to go.
Here's a question for you. Have you had the Kroger sushi? I have not. I'm just curious.
Okay. It's not terrible.
Okay. All right.
But I'll be honest, it's not terrible.
You know how it is, so it's like.
About it.
Oh, no, I get you. Yeah.
I mean, buy one, get one shrimp rings. Same place.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've definitely partaken in grocery store sushi, and I'm more inclined to get it from Fresh Time.
Sure, yeah.
But I have grabbed Kroger's before just because I'm like, fuck it. Let's, let's take a chance. Lewis and Clark did.
Yeah. That's true. I'll at least say this. At least they do make it in store, or assemble it in store,
Yeah, they're not pulling it out of cardboard boxes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there's at least that. It's not like, gas station sushi. Where who knows where that comes from.
Yeah, Satan.
Yeah. Hey, I got a great deal on some sushi for you. Well, I'm all ears. It's real moist. Oh, well, I'm listening.
I've also come to realize that I since 2018 started, I'm doing the exact opposite of a New Year's resolution type situation.
Okay.
Because I haven't been to the gym since before we went to Florida.
Wow.
It's just been I've been working late.
Sure.
Or the kids their school gets canceled, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna stay in bed.
Wow. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it's been weird.
That is weird because
I know
I can't think of a time you've had this long of a gap.
I know, it's been weird.
Yeah.
It hit me this morning. I was like, fuck, because once again, kids' school was canceled. I'm like, I'm not fucking getting up,
Right. Well, should.
And honestly, part of it's, I know Jeannie's listening to be like, he's blaming me. It's not her fault.
Right.
But her work schedule, when she works nights, dude, I just have a hard time sleeping without her there.
Right.
Yeah, that's me. I'm a fucking snuggler.
I know.
Y'all can So it's just, I get up and I'm exhausted.
I'm so glad they don't have bench seats in cars anymore. That's, Tony's always like, hey, slide over. I'm like, slow down, dude.
As soon as that left turn, I just come sliding across.
And you stop short all the time too. That's a Seinfeld reference if you're not familiar. Costanza's dad, Frank Costanza, that was his go-to move so he could get the cheap feel on a woman, basically, was to stop short. Like, you stop real short and then you put the mom arm out there, Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And then, like, in the episode, like, someone else does that to his wife. Like, they stop short and he's furious about it. Like, that's my move! So,
that's my move. Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty good. What the hell is that in this?
Man.
Huh.
Yeah, it has been weird, though. Oh, fuck, that was another thing I was going to talk to you about. I listened to the Butterfly Effect podcast.
Ah, yeah.
Wow, that's a good podcast.
Yeah, right? It was, I mean, don't get me wrong. I will say this. I don't think I mentioned this last week, is you do have to grain of salt it. There is a little, I don't know that he covers everything that he could cover. Like, he kind of like, it's almost like he names something as like causality when it's not, type of a thing. Like, he kind of makes connections that aren't quite there.
Right.
It's like, well, this may have caused this, but he actually kind of says this does cause this. And, from the scientific perspective, it's like, slow down. There's, you gotta, do some mathing and sciencing here to, actually, 100% draw a line. But, It probably contributes to a lot of the things he talks about,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The concept of the show is great, though. I really hope he does more seasons of it, about different topics.
Yeah, same here.
Mm.
But there's something that I wanted to talk to you about
Right.
that I didn't know was a thing.
Is it moist?
Brian, it gets people so moist.
Oh, my.
Bespoken porn.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing, which if you haven't listened to podcasts, you're not in the know, is in an effort to combat streaming free internet porn, studios have popped up that will make customized.
Mm-hmm.
So you send them the script and basically tell them what you want. They give you a price.
Yep.
And then they send you a video.
Yep.
That's fascinating to me.
Right? I'd love
to know how much it costs.
That'd be easy enough to find out. I mean, I'm sure you could probably just hit somebody up on Twitter and ask.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, hell, we could probably even find somebody to get to come on here and talk to us about it.
You're probably right.
No details, of course, as far as like, nothing personal or whatever, but, just to talk about kind of how they did, like, it was interesting too on that show, because there's like one woman, when she talks about it, she was like, I don't want to know what caused why they need this to be the video. And then there was another one that's like, yeah, I want to know. I'm really curious.
I mean, yeah, I think I'd be more of the like, so why does this guy want me to sling kielbasa at this chick's face and then bang her?
Right.
I have to know.
Right. But on the other side, I can't understand where somebody wouldn't want to know in case it's something really weird to where they're like, look, as long as I don't know, I can do this. If I know the reason, maybe then I'll be like, yeah, no, I can't do this.
Well, like the one that they talked to the guy, I think it was for email correspondence or because he didn't want his voice or whatever.
Right, which was crazy to me, yeah.
But it was the like the Gremlin one. So it was this woman dressed up as, from what I remember, a woman dressed up as like Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And every time she went to leave the house, this Gremlin would show up and like enchant her so she couldn't leave.
Right.
And then you come to find out that the dude, one of his earliest memories is sitting on his mom's suitcase, trying to get her not to leave.
Right.
And that was like the last time he ever saw her.
Right. And there you go. There's your reason. I mean, it's a direct.
It's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
Mm-hmm. I know it is wild. And again, from the social experiment or just social curiosity person that I am, I certainly would want to hear these reasons because I'm just curious. Like, why does that do this for? And I've done that with other people. Like in the past I was, I had talked to people through, forgot what website it was. I was just kind of friends with him, and the guy was a photographer. And next thing you know, as him and I talked, he invited me to like some party in New York that they had or whatever. But he has these friends that are like really into the like cuckolding and stuff. And I was like, I just don't get that. And I had a long conversation with the guy and his wife about it. It was awesome, you know? And they were totally like, yeah, sure, we'll talk, you know, whatever about it. And I'm like, I'm not judging at all. I'm just curious. Like, cause to me, it does nothing for me, you know?
Right.
So I'm like, well, why does it? Cause we all have something, you know? I mean, it's no secret. I love like knee-high socks, you know? I'm a huge fan of knee-high boots, socks, that kind of stuff. But it's like, it's not the only thing. It's not a fetish because, you know, to truly be a fetish, you have to have it in order to get off, basically. But, you know, it's certainly not something I'm going to look away from, basically, you know.
Yeah,
like,
it's just like, nice.
Yeah, I certainly twist my mustache, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Power fucking.
Right. That's why, you know, so it's like, I know everybody seems to have something, and some seem weirder than others to people, you know, because there's a lot of it I'll never understand, you know. And again, I'm not judging if somebody listening is into that, whatever, man, you know, whatever makes you happy as long as you're not harming somebody, you know, without consent, then,
right.
You know, if they want you to harm them, that's another story, but,
yeah,
you know, so I don't know. You know, it's kind of, you know, like the people who dress like babies and stuff, you know, or whatever. And it's like, I'm always just curious, like, why?
I'm not trying to judge, but
yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying.
Like, I built a giant high chair and a giant crib. Like, you're 65.
Sexy. Is it moist though?
Is your diaper moist?
It is now. Run away. Yeah, that's why I said it. It's like I really try not to judge people on this stuff anymore. Because I used to be that way about it, but now I'm just like, whatever, you know, whatever makes you happy, who cares, you know? But yeah, and you know, and I've openly talked about how, like, I don't understand how people like feet, because I can't stand feet. I don't even want to draw them when I'm in art school, you know, which sucks because you have to. And, you know, when I know it, like, whenever I'm taking an anatomy class, you know, when you're getting close and you're like, oh man, it's kind of like, you know, when you're in gym class, there's certain things like, you know, as a guy, most of the guys don't want to do like acrobatics or gymnastics type stuff, you know, so when it gets close to there, you'll start seeing guys like, oh, I'm sick, I have my period, whatever. And, you know,
yeah, I'm bleeding from my dick.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? It's like you start seeing excuses for not being able to do stuff, you know?
Right.
So, you know, it is interesting. Like, the last time I was in school and we had to draw feet, there was probably a quarter of the class that didn't turn in feet.
There was a quarter that didn't turn them in.
Yeah.
And then like a quarter that did turn them in.
Me. Yeah.
And then 50% they were just beating off.
Right. Well, those numbers could overlap with the others.
It's true.
Maybe you didn't finish the drawings because, you know, well, you finished something else.
Yeah. Oh God, right over my picture, son of a bitch.
Damn it. This is mixed media now.
Yeah, this is charcoal and DNA. Like what? I'm sorry?
Oh,
DNA?
Wow. Huh? Yeah. Is this watercolor? Kinda.
Like, sure, yeah.
Boy.
I should probably drink more water.
Yeah, it's, you know, as sick as that is, I guarantee there's art out there done that way.
There's gotta be jizz art.
I am not gonna look, but I'm sure there is. Yeah.
I am for sure not looking either.
No, and please don't send us any.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what? I drew you guys a massive head wound. No. Map of Hawaii, that old gag.
Yeah. Oh, geez, right? Funny.
Yeah, the whole bespoken porn thing was like, I didn't know that was out there.
Yeah, I knew it's out there, but I didn't know that, like, it's not something where I've really had a chance to talk with anybody about, because again, you know, I'm always fascinated about stuff like, you know, cam girls, especially like the cam girls who don't get nude. Those are the ones that are fascinating. The guys will still buy shit for those women, or the ones where, you know, the guys are buying these women things and the women just treat them like garbage, and that's what the guys want. it's just stuff like that. It's just, I'm like, why does this do something for you? You know, and sometimes I kind of know the answer already, but it's just fascinating to me what people, what gets us off. It's just so weird. You know, like I said, one of the weirdest parts to me in that whole show was the part where the guys were fluffing themselves to streaming porn when there's a woman in the room.
Right.
And it wasn't like she wasn't the inspiration for their boners. It was, you know, they had to go find their own whatever it is they need to find on Pornhub or something.
Yeah, isn't that bizarre?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. It's what, 7 part
Yeah, I
series,
think so.
about a half hour each?
Yep.
It was definitely worth the listen. I would,
Right.
you know, because it's all based on your recommendation. I'm like, oh yeah, let me throw that into the mix. And I listened to the first one. I'm like, oh, I'm going to power through this real quick.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I didn't even know it was about porn when I first went into it. I just knew the premise of, you know, I'm going to investigate what happens when this happens and I'm going to show you the ripple effect. And I was like, oh, cool. You know, and
yeah.
Then when I was like, oh, it's about, you know, what, Pornhub did with porn and stuff. I was like, all right, I'm in.
It was very engaging for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It was good.
Yeah, I agree.
Ugh.
So speaking of podcasts, let me throw this out there real quick.
Sure thing.
I know we're not general, you know, we're still in the like, how was your week bullshit, but I listened to, I'm behind on everything again, which is, you know, classic Brian. And I was listening to Hidden Brain the other night, and there's a 2-part deal they have and it's called Eyes Wide Open. It has nothing to do with the movie. No, it's Eyes Wide Shut. But it's about sleep.
Arms wide open?
No, eyes.
Oh.
The first part of it is, talks about a guy who set the record for most days in a row without sleep, which is 11, which I've been at like 5 and I was like out of my fucking mind. So I can't imagine what 11 was like. You know,
if I don't get my full 8 hours, I feel like murdering everybody around me the next day.
Right? Yeah.
I couldn't imagine 11.
Yeah. Well, so the second part, the first part is whatever. And, you know, if you listen, the podcast is generally good anyway. So, you know, I always recommend Hidden Brain. But, the second part of this, they talk to, like a neuroscientist guy that does like sleep studies and stuff. And they talk about what his group has discovered over the years of studying various amounts of sleep, which is if your body doesn't hit the 8-hour mark, like that your body, doesn't empty this one chemical out, which we kind of knew already. I think you and I have talked about this even, to where, you know, your brain dumps after but in order for your brain to efficiently empty and get rid of this chemical, you have to hit your sleep cycles. You know, the 90-minute sleep cycle I talked about a week or two ago. You have to hit those, and you have to go through the different forms of sleep to fully dump those out. But he was talking about, like, even people who, like, if you get 7 hours instead of 8, your chance for, like, heart disease rockets up. And it's amazing how, like, or he was kind of used different numbers, because the guy who's the host of the show was kind of like, oh, I got like 6 last night. And he's like, don't you ever do something like that? And the guy was like, if you knew all this stuff and seen all the evidence I have, he's like, you never would either. He's like, you would always get 8 hours of sleep. And then he talks about there was this one group that they would sleep 6 or 7 hours at night. And then about middle part of the day, they would take a 1 to 2 hour nap. So in total, they're still getting 8 hours.
Right.
You know, and by giving yourself a 2-hour nap, that gives you time to do the whole 1.5 hour sleep cycle, you know, and come through that. So it was just a really interesting listen if you're a person who's curious about, like, you know, sleep and the effects of not getting enough sleep.
So that's interesting to me because I don't generally nap.
Yeah, I don't either.
But when I do, it's usually 20 minutes. Boom, and I'm up, and I feel amazing.
Right, and that's what we've been told for years.
That's what's so weird,
is
though,
that you
know?
don't ever take more than like an hour nap because then your body starts going into your sleep cycle. You know, rather than just a quick refresh. But this guy was kind of saying otherwise, that basically the goal is to make sure you hit 8 hours, because if you don't, then your chances for heart disease and different stuff, cancer, different cancers and other stuff, like, just dramatically increases. So
see, I wish I could hit my 8 hours.
Yeah.
But I never feel like I have enough time to get the shit done during the day I need to get done.
See, and that's what he was actually talking about.
Yeah.
That. Yeah, because he's like, we're a society to where if you get 8 hours of sleep, he's like, you're viewed as lazy. He's like, he's like, it's almost like a badge of honor to say, oh, I only slept 4 hours or whatever. And he's right, like, look, when I tell people I slept 4 hours, I'm not trying to brag. I'm like, this sucks, like,
you're right. Yeah.
Because I know the difference. When I hit 8 hours, I'm like, I have so much more energy than when I hit 4 hours, So yeah, it was just a really, he actually, one of his comments in here, I'm reading off of their website, but it was, where is it? Here we go. He said, this is a quote from the guy, what's his name? Matthew Walker. There's the name. He said, if we didn't need 8 hours of sleep and could survive on 6, Mother Nature would have done away with 25% of our sleep time millions of years ago. Because when you think about it, sleep is an idiotic thing to do. If sleep does not provide a remarkable set of benefits, then it's the biggest mistake in the evolutionary process has ever made. And he makes a comment about, like, in the show. I
can't fault that logic.
Right? And he actually talks in the episode about how really stupid sleep would be otherwise if we didn't get incredible benefits from it, because, he's like, especially when you go back to like the hunter-gatherer days, you're vulnerable then. You could be eaten alive,
Oh yeah, for sure.
Animal could come kill you or what have you. As well as, you could be doing you wouldn't be hunting or gathering at that point. So what's the point of it, essentially?
Right.
So yeah, anyway, I thought it was, and it's only a half an hour episode. It's not like it's a long episode about it, but it was just, and this guy's written a book about, I forgot to get the name. I think it's called Why We Sleep or something like that. That sounded pretty interesting. So yeah, I recommend that episode if you're interested in the topic.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Mm-hmm. I can't remember.
I for one enjoy sleep.
Yeah, right.
And I do feel better when I get like the 8 hours. Although I don't know if this works for you too. If I sleep too long, I also feel like garbage.
Yeah. And
there's definitely a sweet spot.
That's actually something I don't think they talked about on the podcast that I would love to ask the guys. Like, if I sleep 12 hours, why do I feel like garbage? Like why don't I feel like extra rested or whatever, clearly there must be a tipping point to where once you hit that point, that it's not that it completely resets, but you're basically, it's just no longer doing anything beneficial for you. So I don't know. But to make you feel worse, that's the weird part.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you're right, you feel more run down a lot of times if you sleep,
I've definitely had those moments where you wake up, I'm like, it's like 15 minutes before my alarm. And I feel pretty good, but my alarm hasn't gone off, so I must just nod back off. And then the alarm goes off. You're like, oh, God, Walking Dead.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Like, why did that 15 minutes make that difference? Probably because that 15 minutes is just garbage sleep. Yeah,
you're probably right. It probably just starts fucking up everything.
Yeah, it might be. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, like I said, it was a really interesting listen, and again, I've said I don't know how many times on the show, the Hidden Brains podcast. It's one of my favorite podcasts. So enjoy
it,
or don't, whatever. But
either way, right?
I added his book, I think, to my Amazon wish list so that I could remember to read it at some point, because I would just like to read some of the other data that they found from their studies over time.
Right, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Right. So, also, I didn't track my, I've been sick since last Friday, as I said, so I haven't used the sleep app until last night.
Right.
Because I was like, look, I know I'm going to sleep like garbage because I can't breathe. I'm going to be tossing and turning like crazy, so there's no point in using this thing, pretty much. Although I probably should have, just to see what the drop
I was like, out of curiosity, it would have been interesting.
I should have, yeah. But I used it last night, and my percentage, like quality sleep percentage, was like 60 last night, which is the lowest I've had. Again, makes sense because I'm still congested and whatever. So I was probably moving a lot. And I mean, I woke up today and I was like, oh my God, I feel like hot death, you know, not sick, but just, I got nothing basically, you know? So yeah. I also didn't get 8 hours. So, you know, I only got about 6.5.
There you go.
So there you go. Right. It is. I'll tell you this though, when that guy starts going over a lot of the downsides to like, if you don't hit 8 hours a night, this is what, you know, these numbers drastically increase. I'm sitting there going, wow. Because, you know, like you hear somebody say, well, if you don't exercise, you're this, you know, your chance of, diabetes and heart disease and all, you know, you get all these numbers, but I don't know why, but it didn't seem as alarming. Cause I guess it's cause you're like, well, duh, I'm fat, you know?
No shit.
Yeah, but you're like, dude, I got 6 or 7 hours of sleep. I'm close, you know? Like, and it's like, well, apparently not.
I mean, unfortunately, I hate to say it, but that's almost like a luxury for people.
It is, yeah.
To be able to, you know, sleep like that.
Uh-huh.
Cause I mean, yeah, you know, when you're looking online, like, oh, I want to work out, I want to get swole.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's all about like food and eating, and food and sleep are two of the main components.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's like, for one, I always don't have time to get a full 8 hours of sleep.
But you know, it's also got, you know, we'll bring the crazy life part of this in. It's also got mental health benefits as well, you know.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, definitely.
Right. Because, you know, the more, like if you hit that 8 hour point, you know, your brain dumps that bad stuff out of there, which helps you, you know, as well. And, you know, sleep, exercise, and food are all, you know, key things to good mental health also. So it's, you know, because like I've said before, because of how terribly I was sleeping for the longest time, it's like on any given day, my depression might make it to where I'm like, nope, as far as getting out of bed, you know? Well, if I'm also low energy because of sleep, well, now it seems, you know, the frequency of having those days goes up, you know? So that's part of why I started using that app, and I've been shifting, you know, turning screens off and stuff more than I was before, and, you know, trying to really get myself in that rhythm. Which is also something the guy points out is, in case people didn't know this, is basically going to bed at the same time if you can every night, and trying to get that same sleep every night, because then eventually at a certain time your body will just go, it's time for bed, you know, and start shutting
cocksucker.
Right, and it'll start shutting her down.
Yeah.
Unless you have Tony's ability to just tell yourself to sleep and you sleep.
Yeah, exactly. Which works a lot of the times. Not so much when I'm laying in bed by myself.
Yeah, right. Sleep.
Although, yeah, like, the brain's like, nah.
Come on.
Like, but I said sleep.
Fine.
Yeah, fine. I'll wait here and look at my phone.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually my problem.
Mm-hmm.
Is I'm like, can't sleep. I guess I'll fuck around on my phone.
It is amazing how many people.
2 hours later.
Yeah. It is amazing how many people I'm in like Twitter rooms with that they'll be like, all right, I'm going to bed, you know, and you're like, yeah, whatever. And then like 10 minutes later, they're like, oh, I couldn't sleep. And it's like, you didn't give yourself a fair shot at sleep.
Bro, it's been 10 minutes.
Yeah. And you have to consider that, again, when you're staring at these phones, your brain says it's daylight because of those bright screens, you know. Yeah. So once you set it down, your body needs to basically receive the fact that it's dark, so that, you know, and then your brain will go, oh, it's sleep time. You know, 10 minutes is really not enough time unless you're exhausted, you know, or something along those lines, or you're one of those really lucky people who can literally just lay down and go right to sleep, you know, which I would love to have times like that where I'm not drunk or exhausted.
Yeah, so that only happens to me when I'm super exhausted.
Yeah, same here.
Or drinking.
Drinking, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think that counts. That doesn't feel like restful. That doesn't seem like restful sleep.
It sure isn't, yeah. So, anyway, we can move on from here. It was a really neat episode to me.
Right.
Do you have anything else from your week that, before I jump into mine completely here?
I was, earlier this week, I was sitting behind, Sears, which I don't know, I can't remember if they're nationwide or not at one time.
They were, yeah. I don't know if they still are.
Okay. Well, we had a Sears store in our area that closed down recently. But, you know, I was working and it was like bright and sunny and shit. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I need to eat some food because I'm hungry.
Mm-hmm.
So I pulled behind Sears because it's just an abandoned building now.
Yeah.
And it was casting a large shadow, and I'm like, perfect. I'm not in the sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to bug anybody. I can enjoy my food, listen to a podcast, live life.
Right.
And I'm sitting there eating some food, and I see this goddamn Rent-A-Cop slow roll past me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, and I'm continuing eating food. And I think at this point I was also playing a game on my phone and eating, and then you know a moment where you just feel presence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, and I look over and like diagonal, so it's not like he was right next to me, but so he was clearly looking in my window.
Mm-hmm.
You know, was the security guard.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy was a fucking ghoul.
Right.
So I like Jeannie just bought me this sweet little magnetic thing for my phone, so I can just plop it on my dashboard and it stays.
Yeah.
Big fan. It's got just like a little sticker on the back. It's pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
But so I snap my phone in, I roll my window, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And he's like, and then he walks over, so he's we can look at each other. Although he never made eye contact with me, he didn't look at me ever.
Right. You're too intimidating.
Apparently.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, he's like, what are you working on? And I'm like, some food,
Yeah.
I'm eating lunch. And the guy's like, I really need you to move along and eat lunch somewhere else. I went, okay, buddy. And, I was not in the mood to argue with anybody.
Yeah.
But just really?
Well, here's what I don't understand.
Does he got nothing better to do?
Yeah.
And if you would have saw this guy, check his trunk. There's discarded children's clothing back there.
Right.
For sure.
Well, what's weird to me about that is, I mean, listen, I understand with abandoned stores, they don't want like vandalism or what have you, but it's like, what harm are you really going to do there?
Yeah, I'm in a marked vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and it's not like I was watching, I'm not sitting there jerking off, watching porn on my phone.
Not when he rolled up, at least, yeah.
Well, yeah, duh, he missed the show. It's just, I don't know, the whole thing bothered me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I kind of just want to randomly just stop over there and eat again.
Like every day, yeah. Just make that your spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be like, dude, I've been doing this for like 12 years.
Yeah. This is where I eat.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know. Yeah. That's why I said it'd be different. It'd be different if you were doing something shady, but it's like you got food right there and you're like, look, I'm eating, and
yeah.
Like you said, you're in a marked vehicle. It's not like if it was an unmarked van or something, okay, maybe, all right, look a little shady or something, but it's like you're in a company vehicle, It's like,
yeah, it's very obviously marked. There's our logo all over it, and then it basically looks like a unicorn ejaculated all down the side of it.
Yeah. You could easily call a number and verify that you're, just some goon eating lunch. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, and I just like, okay, and I just like basically just went to the next parking lot where the place was open and finished.
Would have been funny as if you just went on the other side of the building.
I just circle it.
Yeah.
But it's like, I see this, and I've seen him now, because now I noticed their stupid van, because they patrol that area, and they patrol over across the street where like that Costco is and all that.
Yeah.
I don't know why they have Rent-A-Cops.
Like, why are they patrolling an abandoned building? That's what I don't get. Like I said, I understand it from the potentially vandalism, or they don't want people breaking in and living in there or something. Like, I get that. But you weren't doing anything like that. It'd been different if you had been sitting up next to the building even. Like, I'm going to go sit over there and eat my lunch as you're, or you're like staring in the window or doing something weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fair enough.
And it's just also the fact that the guy was creeping on me. and he was a creep.
Yeah. He was probably hoping to, catch something saucy on your phone or something.
Probably.
Yeah. Like, what if he's watching some porn over there?
Fucking ghoul. That's really about it. I mean, I did watch Kong Skull Island.
Yeah.
That was all right.
Yeah.
Just your standard monster movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
John C. Reilly was pretty awesome in it, but
at least it wasn't bad. I mean, there's that tendency for them to be, and again, I don't mean bad in this is still entertaining way. I just mean like bad movie,
Just bad. No, I mean, it was enjoyable, but I mean, there's, I don't know. It wasn't incredible. It was like, oh my God. Like I didn't text me like, Brian.
Yeah.
This movie, holy shit balls. It was there.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, dude, this movie was like breakfast.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Should be a shirt. It's like breakfast.
I agree with you. That's a good call. Oh, man. All right, well, so I've already talked about being sick, but yesterday, because we were supposed to get this earlier in the week, they were talking that today was going to be like we might get 6 or plus inches of snow on top of freezing rain, wind all over the place, all this stuff. So, I'm like, this is going to suck because I know later in the week we're going to need to go to the grocery store.
Right.
And when this happens, people flip out, which it's weird because I don't understand it because this area, we get snow enough that to me, this amount of snow was like, oh, that sucks. That's it.
Yeah. Like, oh, look guys, it's snowing.
Yeah. It's like, it's only a few inches of snow. We're not talking 5 feet of snow. Then, that's a different story, so it's
not like Nashville where it snows and they shut the city down.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Or like Buffalo to where it just snows until the city's buried,
Yeah.
It was
but that's what they're used to.
Right. And it's like, but here what generally happens is exactly actually how, when I asked you how the roads were today, when you were like, early they weren't bad, then as the day went on, they got terrible, and then they got better. And it's like, that's pretty much what happens here. Because they know it's coming, they prep for it, they keep road crews out, it's like, so, but, and of course, the other side of that is people go to the grocery store because, oh my God, I have to get all the things.
Panic sets in.
Dude, this Kroger over here by me was so low on, like, going in, I knew they were going to be low on, milk, bread, eggs, that kind of stuff, because, that's always, water, that stuff's always. Porterhouse steaks, yeah. But we get over there, and I'm going through the different stuff. Now, here's the funny part, is they weren't low on any vegetables.
That's weird. Like cucumbers, $3 for $1.
However, Hostess donuts or I call them donuts because it just makes me laugh. But the little donuts from Hostess that are in a bag, they had like no chocolate ones of those. The Little Debbie ones, the little donuts, no chocolate ones. Krispy Kreme ones that they had 1 bag of chocolate ones. It was just interesting how it was just like there was a huge run on chocolate donuts.
That is pretty funny.
Right. I mean, meats were whatever, because, they always have an abundance of meat, so it's generally, they don't run low. But then you get down to, and of course, again, like I said, eggs, bread, and milk, they were really low on, which, at least those I understand to some extent. Eggs I've never understood, but milk and bread I get.
But Brian, eggs are delicious.
I get it, but a lot of times people are getting the other stuff, like, okay, well, what if the power goes out or this? It's like, what? I mean, I guess milk will go bad too, but.
What if you want to make a blizzard omelet?
Right. You're just cracking eggs open and eating them raw.
Fuck yeah. For strength.
Strength, yeah.
You gotta get swole when you're out there shoveling your driveway.
True. But then I went down the cereal aisle, and holy jeebus. There was pretty much any of the cereals that you would have loved as a kid, they were gone. Like there were all sorts of just plain Cheerios and Corn Flakes and all the
grape
high
nuts.
Yeah, I was gonna say all the high fiber cereals, but there weren't very many cause I was going down the cereal aisle cause, I like fruity Cheerios. I'll grab like a handful or two if I'm kind of want a snack cause they're a little sweet, but they're not overpoweringly sweet,
Right.
And, because they're a grain, they're a little more filling than eating something else. So, I just do that. And I went down there and, they had none. I was like, okay, like walking down the aisle. It was amazing how many, like if you didn't know better, you'd swear the store was going out of business on the cereal aisle.
Wow, that's fascinating.
It was so, and, I didn't pay attention. Maybe they had some incredible sale. There was like, if you buy 4 boxes, they're dirt cheap or something. I don't know. But.
Right.
it was just funny how different areas of the store were like frozen pizzas. They had like 3 of their Kroger brand ones. The Red Baron ones were almost gone. It was, it was just really interesting to me walking around the store, looking at what had been heavily picked over versus what there was an abundance of, Like I said, if you want veggies, no problem, all day. Veggies.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you want to make a salad? We're good.
Yeah, except romaine lettuce because of, the recall that's happened recently. But aside from that, there were still tons of lettuce and greens and whatnot over there. So, yeah, it just made me laugh. Like, even going around the deli, like, the deli didn't get hit very hard, which surprised me a little bit. It's like, with this kind of thing, something that's easy and goes away, is buy, like, a few pounds of lunch meat, basically, and,
Right.
So, yeah, it was, the weird part of the whole thing was the store was busy, but the people in there were not acting like maniacs. I was blown away. Yeah, and we were in there at like 7, 8 o'clock last night. So, it was still pretty busy. And, yeah, most of the time the people were, like, they'd move out of your way if they saw you coming, all this. I was like, what the hell? It's like, generally before a storm or something hits, like, everyone in there is just, like, freaking out and running around like idiots, so.
Yeah, for sure, right?
Yeah. I mean, they were almost out of bottled water, too, but again, as I said earlier.
That sounds about right, too.
But that at least makes sense because pipes can freeze and blah, blah this time of year, so I can at least understand those things. But, like, the donuts and cereal and I don't know.
That's just funny.
Pop-Tarts.
That's just...
Pop-Tarts were just so decimated.
That just shows you, like, sugar addicts that need their fix.
Right? That's what I was saying. Is it's like stuff that was decent for you, they had tons of it. If you wanted protein and greens, all day, man, no problem.
Yeah, that is amazing to me.
Yeah. I always love that because I always love seeing what people will buy when they're freaking out, Because when we were kids, if this kind of storm was going to hit, my parents would go get like, milk bread, cans of soup, or like raviolis, that kind of, that way if the power went out, you still could eat, something, yeah, or whatever. So, we'd go get stuff like that. My parents weren't like, oh, we got to stock up on cookies. The power might go out.
Right.
How many boxes of Pop-Tarts do we have? 10? Oh my God, we have to go to the store now.
Gee, only 10?
Yeah. Clean out
Jesus
Kroger,
Christ.
Go across the parking lot, clean out Target.
Yeah, that would be something, like the next time there's a giant storm coming our way, we should just, maybe do a little road trip and it hits different stores just to observe. Because it almost makes you wonder in like different neighborhoods what the different things would...
I've said that to my brother last night. I said I'd love to go to different Krogers to see, because there's a few of them within a fairly close proximity here that, I'd just love to see what they're short on versus the others,
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Because again, the one over by me, I mean, this is this part of town, unfortunately, is becoming, it's a lower income area than it was when we were kids. So I'm not surprised that a bunch of junk was bought because cheap and,
right.
Good.
Yeah, tastes good.
Yeah.
Cheap.
So for once, I brought up a grocery store story, but it wasn't because of me wanting to murder people.
Infuriating.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was funny too, because I'm walking around the store and I'm just laughing at some of the stuff that they're low on and pointing it out. And my brother's like, why is this so entertaining to you? And I was like, because it's crazy what people are buying when they're only talking a couple inches of snow for us. Like by last night, they were talking 2-3 inches, I think.
Right.
And it was like, that's nothing.
I mean, to be fair, it could be people that aren't informed because earlier in the week, everyone I talked to was like, oh my God, we're going to get 18 to 24 inches. Mm-hmm. And I'm very much the type that's like, I don't believe it until I can't move it. And then I'm like, oh, okay, they're right. Because they're never right.
Well, the other thing too is the area we live in. I was telling Hanno this, is there's so many times there's a storm coming toward us and it will go north and south, but miss us, or it'll barely hit us and it'll crush Cleveland.
It's like, Lake Erie is like a buffer almost.
It is. It's so weird. We live in, if you're going to live kind of in this area, we might be in the sweet spot. because
for weather like that, at least.
Right, because tornadoes and stuff tend to stay south of us. The heavy snow tends to stay north of us. We get hit, but it's rarer than those areas. Even like going up to like Ann Arbor, or something. Yeah. It's just, and that's only less than an hour from here. It's amazing how different the weather can be just half an hour or an hour north or south of us.
Yeah, the weather does typically tend to either swing around the lake one direction or the other, which is nice.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. But I'm with you, though. It's like, I don't know. I don't get it because lived here my whole life. Okay, even if it snowed 18 to 22 inches, I would figure it out.
Yeah, it would suck, but whatever.
It's happened before.
Yeah.
Been through it before.
Yeah, right? I remember as kids, like one of the times you had to come over to my house and dig me out. Like I couldn't open our front door because we had so much snow. And
I remember exactly.
Because I think we had
a nice phone call.
Yeah, I think we had like 2 feet of snow and I couldn't get out of my house because both doors were right at ground level. So, I could not open the door because, you have to open the door out.
Yeah.
So, that's why I said, I remember you coming over and shoveling me out so that I could get out and shovel the driveway, basically. It's, and we just dealt with it. It's like, whatever. Don't get me wrong. Now I don't want to shovel that kind of snow, but I also don't have to,
Right.
Because like our driveway, there's 2 vehicles in the driveway. So there's not going to, you just kind of have to shovel the path to the sides and behind. And that's it. You're done, where we live, we have to keep the sidewalk clear. But usually one of our neighbors with a snowblower will just rock around the corner real quick and do it. So, and then it's our patios, and those are easy. You just do a path, we're not going to clean the whole thing. You just do enough for people to walk through and you're good.
Right.
Like I said, that level of snow would suck, but, we get over it.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just be like, well, I guess we're not going all over town for a day or two,
Yeah, exactly.
And then, because seriously, this area, it's like one day that it'll kind of mess up things. And then from the traffic and the road crews, we're usually in pretty decent shape.
Yeah, so, that's why I've never understood the sheer panic that sets in around here sometimes.
Yeah, me either. I just, like I said, if I can see going and getting certain things, bread, water, those kind of things, just in case, okay, fine. But boxes and boxes of Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, exactly. We need all the flavors. We need strawberry with and without frosting.
Fuck that, dude. Fuck the without frosting ones. Oh, are you still there? You there? Okay. Thought we lost it.
Yeah, Skype's getting a little sketchy.
It is a little bit, yeah. Sorry about that, folks. So anyway, moving on, I guess. So I played, I finally sat down and played some, Call of Duty World War II. And it's funny because my favorite Call of Duty was World at War. The one from World War I, because I just liked that it was grittier. It wasn't about fancy weapons. It was, it was just a plain shooter, basically. And this game, as soon as I started playing it, I was like, yes, like this is back to where I want it to be. It's not about, like in some of the newer ones, man, it's gotten to like weird weapons, jumping off of walls, and it's like, stop it,
Yeah, I played a little bit of it a few weeks ago with Logan, and yeah. I hear you.
The first time I pulled up a sniper rifle and it didn't zoom in as well as the newer ones, I was like, whew. And the first time I heard that bing,
right?
I was like, yeah, it was just, watching a dude run around with a flamethrower, is like, seeing a person come at me with a flamethrower and trying to run away.
Right.
It was just like, this is what I've been missing though. It really was. I was quite happy that, they at least put this out because for, a little while, at least I'll be able to play, a game that's got this feel to it. So,
right. Exactly.
Yeah. Cause I'd been we talked about this a while ago. It's like, I'd been kind of itching to play shooters again, a little bit. And it's like, all right, now I got a shooter I can, play, and plus it's not crazy as far as, again, there's, don't get me wrong, there's weapons and, how you can configure your guy and stuff to really kind of have some powerful stuff. But it's, you know, that's in every game. I can live with that. I just didn't like, you know, I don't know. It's just like, you know, the thermal imaging.
Yeah, all the nonsense.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, it was cool, but at the same time, it's like, all right, this is getting ridiculous. This is too easy to, you know, it makes it to where somebody who's not very good at the game is going to have no chance in this game, you know?
Right.
At least in this one, I didn't feel that. The games I played, I didn't feel like I was in way over my head, you know? I certainly wasn't the best player, but I was, you know, I only one game I played was I the worst or the lowest ranked, you know?
Well, that's not bad.
Yeah. So I was like, all right. And a lot of it though was seriously just because I remembered it just felt like playing World at War. You know, it really did. So, yeah. I want to play, I haven't played that Battleground game. That game looks ridiculous. And I've seen
Battleground.
Yeah, it's like players, was it? I can't remember what it is. It's the abbreviation for it's like PUBG or something like that.
Oh.
And it was.
Is that the one where the battle space shrinks as you play?
I think so. It was on like computers first, and now it's on Xbox. And
right.
I've been seeing so many people playing it, and it's like a $30 game. It's not crazy or anything, but I just haven't gotten it yet. But I know a few people playing it. It's a game that I keep watching kill cam videos of. Like I keep seeing them pop up on Twitter or Facebook or something, and then next thing you know, I'm watching like a 10-minute video of weird deaths or something like that. You know, I watched one last night where a guy gets going really fast on a motorcycle, ramps up the side of a mountain, goes way the hell up in the air, and when he comes down, he lands on this like top deck of a house, and there's two guys laying on the ground sniping, and he basically just hops off the bike and kills both of them. You know, just shit like that, because it's ridiculous, you know?
Well, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and the problem I'd have with it is I think there's going to be a lot of sniping, and I'm not great at it, because honestly, when I'm looking on the screens, I can't see really tiny, like when the people are moving around, I can't see it real well. So by the time I see it, I'm dead. You know, so that's why I like playing the other, games where I can get more close combat at times and stuff. But yeah, whatever. Also, I gotta say, with Call of Duty, it was really satisfying the first time I got a bayonet kill.
Oh, I bet.
Because I was running around a corner and then I see this guy duck out in front of me, and I just took off after him. And
That's awesome.
Yeah, because like there's no sense in shooting him because then you light up on the radar. So
right, for sure.
Yeah, good fun. Let's see, do I have anything else? Oh, there's one more thing I wanted to talk about this week, which I thought was interesting. Have you seen the video where somebody actually took Smells Like Teen Spirit and they like turned it down? I think it is, or tuned it down.
I have not. No.
Okay, you're gonna have to watch this. It's wild, because parts of the song then feel like something from like the Gin Blossoms or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, it's really weird how different it is, just by being in a different like key or whatever. It was crazy. I know it's not like brand new; it's been around for a little bit. But I just saw it, so I thought I'd bring it up.
So they don't slow it down, they key it down.
Yeah. They do everything. It's not like they just do like some an overall thing. Like it is, I guess they went through and did all the parts and changed it so that it's, like it's kind of like professionally done basically. So, it was very weird, cause, obviously I've heard Smells Like Teen Spirit a million times,
Right. Yeah, for sure.
So, there it is. I was looking for the link I have for it here, cause I was going to pull up, cause I was trying to think exactly what the person did. I was looking for a description. And of course, now this website's going to take forever.
Oh yeah, naturally.
Son of a bitch. Boo, looks like the video got taken down.
bastards.
Oh.
You bastards!
Right, so it's a person who went by the name of Sleepgood. They pitch shifted and auto-tuned.
8 hours.
Yeah. They pitch shifted and auto-tuned the song into a major key. And this article thing here says, and now it sounds like an Everclear, Gin Blossoms, or Spin Doctors song. And there's elements of it that it says on here, it says, I'm seriously waiting for Jason Biggs to walk through the door acting all sad. This part I don't agree with. It said, sounds like a Weezer cover band covering a Third Eye Blind song. I don't agree with that. There's no Weezer feel to any of it. But there certainly is, all the songs that, like the movies that, like seriously, American Pie would use, or those kind of movies, they've all kind of got that poppy guitar and stuff. Like it sounded like that in a couple parts. That like if you closed your eyes, you seriously could see like, it being at the end as they're like zooming out of the camp or something like that when all the kids are partying or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. It was, yeah. I'm going to include the link for the article. So if people want to read a little more of what they did, the video, I'm sure it's out there. I'm sure you can find it,
Right.
Oh, here's something interesting. So yeah, and I recommend listening or checking it out because they actually did it to the video too, which is even weirder because the pacing of the video because again we've seen it a bunch of times.
Yeah, 8,000 times.
Yeah, and then to hear the different sounds, like even the part where what is it? I think at one part like Kurt when he's like yeah or something like that when he does it with this tune, it's so weird. It's just like yeah. It doesn't sound like he's singing it. It sounds like he's just saying it.
Right.
Kind of like, remember I told you, the video that Heno told me about of, Metallica doing, what was it? Was it Master of Puppets or whatever? Where Kurt is like, Master or whatever. And it just sounds so off. It's just had that feeling to it. It was funny though.
Master.
Yep.
Master. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I need to, I need to listen to this.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're going to have hopefully a link.
I'm going to try to find it. I had a link for it, but it looks like it was taken down. But this is the internet. I'm sure it exists somewhere, I'm sure someone else will put it back up. Although, given that it's a Nirvana song, it wouldn't shock me if it keeps getting taken down. So you may have to, people may have to kind of hunt for themselves on this one. But by clicking on that article, I have something else I have to bring up here real quick before we move into the next stuff here, which is, this is on riotfest.org, and it says, feeling sick? Science says you should drink whiskey.
Perfect.
Boom.
Grandpa's cough syrup.
Yep.
Nice.
Says science,
now we're talking.
Science says that a hot toddy, which is whiskey, honey, lemon juice, and water, can help out with that winter cold, which I've been telling people for years. I don't know how many times when somebody gets a cold, I'm like, get some whiskey and have some whiskey, and I even told them, I was like, or, like whiskey, honey, and hot water, basically. So
I for sure have done that.
Yeah. And I was like, it's amazing how much it works. And,
why would a St. Bernard have anything but booze around his neck?
That's what I'm saying, right?
Right?
Yep. And it says the whiskey can help you relax as well as reduce body pain, which is why many popular cough medicines have a little bit of alcohol in them.
Yeah, they do.
Mm-hmm.
Shitty alcohol, though. I'd rather stick with delicious bourbon.
Right? I mean, I'm just saying, we've been... It's really interesting here, like reading this other stuff though, because it actually talks about how whiskey, it says, can also help you fall asleep faster and get rid of that annoying sniffle. It says a doctor said the alcohol dilutes blood vessels a little bit, and that makes it easier for your mucous membranes to deal with the infection. And like a hot bowl of chicken noodle soup, the hot water in a hot toddy can help relieve nasal congestion.
Right.
Like, see, I'm saying, I've been telling people, for a long time. Now, here's something interesting. It says lemon juice is a great source of vitamin C, but that's not what makes it great for treating colds. It's the acidity of lemon juice that helps fight off the sickness. So I hope Disturbed is listening, because this is how you get away from being down with the sickness. Yeah.
Hand that man a lemon.
It says that, lemon juice reduces and thins mucus, which makes it easier to unclog a stuffed up respiratory system. And, look, I have whiskey sitting over there. Mayhap I'll have a hot toddy when we're done.
You should.
I really should, because, that's where I'm at here. And I actually, I have listened to my advice. I've had some whiskey over the last couple days.
Perfect. Now we're talking.
Yeah. Well, and that is literally the reason, though, is one of the reasons aside from I just like whiskey, but one of the reasons I like to have a bottle of whiskey around is if you get sick, I've done this for years where I would do that, basically I didn't realize completely that it was a hot toddy, but I was pretty much, I didn't use the lemon juice a lot of times. It was just like honey whiskey and hot water, but now that I know that, I'll get me some lemons and
yeah, make a whole hot toddy situation out of it.
For sure. Yeah. So
Right?
there you go. We also, we don't just tell, dick and fart jokes. We're also trying to help you out with telling you to booze up.
You got to make sure that hot toddy is extra hot and extra moist.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
The hot and moist toddy.
Right. And then maybe have a whiskey chaser.
Hot toddy and whiskey chaser.
Yeah. Just pour yourself about,
amazing.
A pint or so of whiskey and you'll be fine. Trust me.
I agree.
So
He knows, he's a doctor, ladies
that's
and
what I'm
gentlemen.
saying, right? I've been telling people this for years. I'm glad finally there's some scientific evidence to back me up on it.
Right?
There probably always was. I just, whatever. I just like to verify
Science
that was
more?
correct. Yeah. Yeah, science.
Oh, my fucking soundboard died.
You know what this actually would have been a great time for?
Any sound effect?
Yes, but there's a particular sound effect I was thinking of. It's not
I
the
know
yeah
exactly
science
what
one.
I'm thinking of. It is the gong of knowledge.
Mm-hmm. We dusted it off in the vaults and brought it back out.
Right?
I think it was dusty too. It had been a while.
So dusty. Super dusty.
Soup's dusty, bro. So, all right. Well, I don't have a. My shut up and take my money for this week.
Hold on.
What?
Before we get to a shut up and take my money, I do have one thing.
Well, this was relevant to the last thing. I was just going to say.
Oh, if it's relevant, let's do it.
I was just going to say it's whiskey. Like, go get some whiskey.
So, shut up and take my money.
Shut up and take my money.
Whiskey.
Yeah, go get yourself some decent whiskey.
Yeah.
Well, for a hot toddy, you don't have to have great whiskey, but whatever. Why buy shitty whiskey?
Well, yeah, exactly. Why subject yourself to the hottest of garbage
Right.
when you can subject yourself to Kentucky's sweetest medicinal whiskey?
Right. The best thing to come out of Kentucky.
Dude, we need to open a distillery and have medicinal whiskey.
Yeah. And we will say the best thing to come out of Kentucky.
Exactly. And it won't even be Kentucky.
Right. I like it.
Amazing. We could open it in Swanton.
Yeah.
So it'd be the best thing to come out of Swantucky.
Yes.
Perfect.
I like this.
Yes. Can we talk about real quick, Brian, how children these days are basically mentally challenged in epic levels?
Okay.
Have you heard, Brian, about the Tide Pod Challenge?
Yes.
For those of you who don't know, Tide Pods, like Tide D laundry detergent,
Delicious.
they're a delightful little plasticky pod that's very colorful, full of laundry detergent. They throw in your washer and it takes out all the stains from your pantaloons and underbritches and panties.
Damn you.
But apparently there's a thing going on the internet where people are eating them.
Right.
And videoing it.
Right.
Because it's a challenge. Mm-hmm. Can we all agree that all these people that are eating these, don't tell them it's bad. Just let them eat it. Hopefully will make our bloodline stronger.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull something kind of out of your repertoire, which is in the past these are the people that would have been eaten by wolves.
Yes, that is exactly right.
And, hey, you know what? I'm a throwback kind of guy, so Let's maybe just release them into an area with a bunch of really hungry wolves.
Please. Anything is better than I
know so many of these challenges are really dumb, like the milk challenge or the cinnamon challenge. They're just dumb, you know. But whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, this is a soap. This is a cleaning product with chemicals that are not meant to
kill you.
Yeah, these are not meant to go in your body. They say on the package, do not eat these.
Yeah, and I don't care how colorful they are.
Mm-hmm.
They're not delicious.
No, I'm sure they're not.
But if there's an enterprising candy maker out there and they made Tide Pod candies, you're in the money.
Yeah, you could.
I'm just saying.
Right, like candy cigarettes, right?
Exactly. But I can't believe that people are actually eating these things.
Yeah. I don't care how much. I know most of the time the reason they're videoing it and putting it on is they're hoping theirs will be the viral one. You know, the viral video, and because they see so many people getting famous off of YouTube or rich off of being on YouTube. So a lot of people seem to think that's the move. Much like our generation, we had the Jackass generation, you know?
Right.
People wanted to do a bunch of the stuff that Jackass guys did because they were hoping they'd be the next, you know, Jackass, which they certainly were, but
definitely.
This is just beyond dumb though, because like you said, this can cause you great bodily harm. This is stupid.
Yes. And I, for one, think if you're eating Tide Pods, you deserve all the great bodily harm you get.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, yeah. Please, also, please don't have children.
Yeah.
Because there's something flawed in your DNA strand. If you're eating Tide Pods, that's nature going, you shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's, I know, like when I saw this,
strong.
I saw this story on, Facebook, and at first I was like, oh, whatever, you know, like stop it. And then I was like, oh my God, this is from a local news station. And then I saw it on TV from my own eyes, with my own eyes, and I was like, so I looked it up and I'm like, oh my God, this is actually happening in places. Like,
And I mean, they do look like gummy candies.
Yeah, they do, but they also smell like soap.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Because we use them, actually. That's what we use is those. And, you know, you throw one in before you throw your clothes in. And like you said, you know, they do their magic. No point was I like, you know what I should do?
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. Antifreeze looks like Ecto-Cooler.
Sure does. Delicious.
Have a pint of it and see what happens.
Yep. Use bleach instead of vodka.
Yeah. Just saying. It's just...
Although I got to tell you this.
Fucking kids these days trying to become internet famous.
If I knew somebody who was one of these idiots, part of me would want to be like, I wonder what other stupid shit I can get him to do.
Oh, for sure.
You know? Like, I don't want him to die, but what other stupid shit can I get him to do?
I'll be like, hey, I got this, my family last Christmas bought me a KitchenAid meat grinder attachment for our KitchenAid.
Sure.
I really need you to stick your dick in it. Just see what happens.
Just see, yeah.
I'm just curious.
Right. I've been
told. We'll make a video called "Fucking the Meat Grinder."
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Power fucking the
Power
meat
fucking.
grinder.
That's right.
Which is ironically Cannibal Corpse's next album.
Probably. That'd be a good name for an album.
Right?
Yeah. So hopefully no one listening is dumb enough to go try the only Tide Pod challenge you should be taking is if you currently use a different laundry detergent, is use that instead to see if it's a better product for what you need.
You're like, wow, these whites are so much whiter.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you, Tide Pod.
That's the only challenge you should be doing with those. That's it.
Not like, I'm going to eat this Tide Pod and go, wow, I'm bleeding from my anus. Thank you, Tide Pod.
Right. Wow. All right. So how long before kids start like shoving them up their ass instead?
Oh, the old Tide Suppository.
Yeah.
Challenge.
Perfect.
I don't know, I'm sure there's some frat doing it somewhere.
Right? Get the ones with bleach so, you have, you know, a bleached beehole at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. You got to clean up that balloon nut. Why not?
Oh, man. It's like I'm bleeding out of my ass, but it's never looked cleaner.
Well, but, man, it looks sexy.
God. Idiots.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I had to bring that up.
Yeah, fair enough. All right.
Yeah.
So let's do some Feetsball talk in here.
Feetsball. Oh, that's right. Playoffs. Did you record our playoff picks?
I did.
Because I vaguely remember talking about them.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, we didn't do real well, which is, our tradition.
That's pretty standard.
Yeah. I went 2-2 last week, and you went 1-3. Right. So
fuck yeah. That one though.
Yeah.
Was that my lock? The one I kept going. This is a
lock.
Lock.
Shit. You know what? I don't remember. Which one was your lock? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
I can't remember who it was now. Was it the Panthers?
Sure. I don't know.
I don't remember, honestly. Yeah, I can't remember.
It would be great if it was.
Well, given that you went 1-3, the odds aren't good that it was, but
no, odds are really bad.
Yeah,
the odds are like literally 1-4.
Yeah, exactly. Like, really bad. Yeah. So, all right. So this week we've got. Excuse me. Jeez. All right. So this
week, by lungs.
Yeah, sure feels like it. I need to go see some movies is what I need to do the whole time.
For sure.
Like
coughing other people's popcorn buckets.
Oh, for sure. That's what I always do to get free popcorn.
Can I see that? And you just start hacking right into it.
Yeah. Well, it's funny though, cause you'd think they get you free popcorn until you go to reach into it and you realize there's a dick in it,
Naturally.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh, geez.
Oh, God damn it. Chester fooled me.
Yep. You got me.
Yep. Good old Chester. And then it's all fun and games till you shove it into the meat grinder.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Or you dump some hot nacho cheese in there.
That's the better answer.
I know, right?
Because why would you have a meat grinder at the movie theater? Hot nacho cheese, very accessible.
Right. Because they have pretzels and nachos. So yeah. But you're right. A meat grinder would be a little weird to have in the, meat, in the meat theater. Jesus. The movie theater.
The meat theater.
Boy, that sounds like a whole... Okay, I need to open up a strip club called the Meat Theater.
Well, it's funny. Let me take a quick segue. Just yesterday, our friend Michelle, who's just like our little adorable pixie pal.
Yeah.
She put up like a bunch of meatballs she made on Snapchat.
Right.
So I asked her, I'm like, hey, are these as tasty as they look? And she was explaining like, oh yeah, they're good, but I need to make them smaller next time, blah, blah. And she's like, it's a mix of beef and pork.
Yeah.
I'm like, mix all the meats. Excellent work. And she's like, yeah, I'm like a meat scientist.
That's pretty good.
And then I was like, I guess. And she immediately followed it up with, which would also be a great name for a porn. Which I did not expect from her.
Yeah, that would be a pretty good name, though. I like that.
The old unexpected commentary always gets me.
Right.
That was the last thing I expected to come out of her little face.
That's pretty good. I like that. I like it a lot. Well played.
Anywho.
Well played.
Meat scientist within the meat theater.
Damn it. All right. So,
with the meat theater, would it be the show be in the ground round instead of just the round?
Oh, boo. Yeah, probably.
All right.
Yeah, probably. All right. So in the NFC, we've got your Atlanta Falcons.
Hot Atlanta. Fuck you guys.
Because last week you just
yeah, I know.
Fuck Georgia. Sure. Fuck Georgia.
Yeah, exactly.
We have the Hot Atlanta Falcons at the Philadelphia Eagles.
Right?
Yep.
Well, I mean, I gotta go Dirty Birds.
Do you? All right.
Like, as in Philadelphia, because they're both birds, now that I think about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Because once again, fuck Georgia.
All right.
I still have ill will against your whole entire state.
Damn. That's pretty harsh, man.
Yeah. Go Bama.
Wow. Damn. Roll Tide, huh?
Roll Tide.
Jeez. Harsh, dude. Right. Harsh. Oh, man. All right. I don't know who I want in this one, who I want to pick. This one's the hardest one for me this week. Because the Falcons have been playing pretty well. And the Eagles got really good defense. But their quarterback situation's a little iffy. So
Ryan, remember. Fuck George.
All right, fine. I'll go with the Eagles. I'll stay with the United Front again. So, all right. The next one is the Tennessee Titans at the New England Patriots.
Well, I mean, this is hard because, Titans have like that. I don't remember to do his name, but he's, the up and coming quarterback. Everyone's like, oh my God.
Yeah, Marcus Mariota.
There you go. I knew it was something wacky.
Or Mariota. Sorry, not Mariotti, Mariota.
But then
Marinara. Yeah.
You have Foxborough.
Yep.
Which I can only assume is full of spy cameras and satellites and listening microphones.
Right.
And they definitely have an edge in Foxborough.
Pretty sure the Russians are going to hack the Titans somehow there. Yeah.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm going to go Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a huge Patriots fan, but I kind of feel like Tom Brady's on a mission to get one more ring and then hang up his cleats.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on this. I think they're just a better team anyway. Plus, like you said, Mariota's a decent quarterback on the rise or whatever, but it's Tom Brady. I mean, maybe the best ever. So,
yeah.
And again, like you said, they're at home, and the Pats usually are a way different team at home. It's
right.
They've lost very few games in Foxborough, so. Who knows? If the Titans pull this one off, man, people will be getting rich off of Vegas, I'm sure. I don't know what the spread is, but it's got to be heavily in the Patriots' favor.
Probably.
It's probably like 14, 15 points would be, my guess.
Right.
So, all right. The next one is the Jaguars at the Steelers. Now, Now, the last time they played, Ben Roethlisberger threw 5 interceptions and they got clobbered by the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Strong.
Right. But, what are the odds he does that again?
Well, I've always been known to, and you know me, Brian, to say fuck Steeler Nation.
Yeah,
you could take your terrible towel and cram it up your booty hole.
Oh, whoa.
I know. I'm getting extreme for the kids.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I'm pretty sure I got to go with the Jaguars. Because I've seen a jaguar dive on top of a caiman and bite its head and kill it and then drag it off into the woods to eat.
Okay, all right.
So I'm going with Jaguars.
Okay. Now, if this was actually like the animal, a jaguar, attacking the football team, then yeah, I'd agree with you. But I'm going to go with the Steelers on this one. So,
Jaguar.
And
plus, it's fun. It's more fun to say.
It truly is. I'm no fan of the Steelers either. But I don't think they're going to have a repeat performance of last time. So, damn it, I can't find. I was trying to look for the spread for this week's games, but I can't seem to find it. Here we go. I think I found it. Okay, just for shits and giggles.
All right.
The Eagles are the favorite by 2.5 points on the Falcons. The Patriots are 13.5, so I wasn't too far off.
Right.
Yeah, which that doesn't surprise me, and it also would not surprise me if they easily hit that number. The Jaguars the Steelers are the favorite, so it'd be Jaguars and plus 7 points basically.
Right.
So, yeah. And now our last game, which is the New Orleans Saints at the Minnesota Vikings.
I got to go NFC North here. Vikings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny, last week, you probably don't remember, but I was like, dude, the Saints are the team nobody's talking about. Like, they're coming in hot. Nobody's talking about them. They're that under the radar team.
Are they riding the power of Drew Bledsoe? Holy shit.
Boy, that'd be weird.
I know. Are they riding the power of, what the fuck's his name?
Drew Brees.
Drew Brees. Are they riding the power of Drew Brees' face nougat?
Yes. Of course. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah. I know, right?
So, just for funsies, I'm going to go with the Aints so that I can, make it seem like I was some genius because of last week, if they win.
Hello, gorgeous.
See, I told you.
I see you home.
Good night.
Good night.
So, yeah, like I said, I want to seem like I'm some sort of a prophet or something,
Right?
Like, see, I told you. I seen it.
Dude. Brian.
Yeah.
You need to have a weekly sports betting podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You could be the prophet of profit.
That's terrible.
But it's amazing.
Yeah. I really should have a sports betting podcast since I've never, I've bet on sports, but not in like an official capacity,
Right.
Like there's always been the $5 on the game or whatever, but not, based on the odds or whatever. So.
If you're the prophet, you could definitely use Knowledge Gone.
It's true. I could.
Yeah, for sure. Be like, this game. Profit.
That'll be my lock of the week, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The Vikings are 3.5-point favorites in the game. So.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Viking fan, but NFC North.
Yeah. That's fair. I understand.
Yeah.
All right. So there's our picks for the week.
Well, what I have to say though is, for me, Eagles, lock of the week.
What's really funny?
Got that sound effect.
Is if we were truly going to pick a lock of the week here, the smart money would say Patriots.
Oh yeah, but I just want.
I know.
I just want the Falcons lose.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's not a spite. I mean, for sure, Patriots are going to kick their teeth in.
Right. Do you know what this reminds me of? Is I remember when we used to do our picks on the show before we had the Pick'em League or whatever, and every time Green Bay would come up, you'd be like, "Fuck Green Bay," and go the other way.
Yes.
And even though
deep
down in my heart I agreed with you, fuck Green Bay, but
hey, I'm ride or die against Green Bay.
I understand, man. I'm right there with you. I hate them too. Yeah. So, all right, well, that's it. That's all I got.
Beauty.
You got anything else?
Well, we got cute dubs.
Oh, geez. I'm about to wrap the show up here.
God damn it.
All right, well, let's do some Q the W.
So last week, you asked.
I did.
What would your one word mantra for 2018 be? 2018 be?
I'll tell you, mine for our fans, disappointed. Yeah. No.
Disappointment for the enthusiasts out there, huh?
I kid. Yeah.
Well, I've got a couple, I got two from my wife and her friend Heather.
Okay.
Jeannie's, hers is freedom.
Okay.
She doesn't explain why.
Mm-hmm.
Freedom.
Because she's a big George Michael fan? George Michael, I said though. I meant Michaels. Yeah.
Like George Michael from
Arrested Development.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I meant the singer, not
Cousin Bangin'.
Yeah. All right. Moving on.
And then her friend Heather, she said redemption.
Okay.
So those are their one word mantras.
Now, is it redemption or is it revenge?
Just redemption.
Okay, fair enough.
I know her day, I know her vendetta if we're going to do some hate breed.
Nice. You know what? Nice. I should have went with Rampage for my word of the year.
Yeah. Rampage! That would have been perfect.
Yeah.
So on Facebook, though, I've got a couple answers, and they have explanations of why they chose such a word.
Fancy. Okay.
So we have our pal Philip.
Mm-hmm.
He says writing. I used to write 5 to 30-page essays over various history topics just for fun. Just for fun, Philip. What? Anyway.
That's wacky.
This is where I need to nerd. just for fun, to challenge myself to learn something new. I can appreciate that.
Yeah, me too.
This past year, I got away from that, but with starting the podcast, it gave me a new direction. So I want to get back to writing and researching just for the challenge of it. Okay. Excellent choice, sir.
Sure.
Michelle, the meat scientist,
right?
She says live or live, but I'm assuming it's live.
She just really wants to see the band. That's all it is.
Yeah. For reasons, quote unquote, I've spent the last 2 years trying to exist, but that's enough of that noise. Regardless of reasons, I'm going to have a good time or I'll die trying.
Nice. I like it.
Which
get rich or die trying, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then speaking of getting rich, Big Dev, he says money. His reason? Because I'm so money, but I don't even know it. God damn it.
That was terrible, Dev.
Goddamn swinger's coat.
Yeah. Fair enough, though.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I have on the old face page.
Alrighty. Well, on Twitter, I got nothing. Or at least I can't find any if we did. So on Twitter. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. If by chance you did submit one, it didn't come up when I did the hashtag search. So, again, as we asked, if you post one on Twitter, please respond directly to the message or use hashtag Q of the W so we can find it. And I'm sorry if I missed somebody's. However, over on the Twitter, Jesus, Brian, over on the emails, Fluffy Bunny Ash said that her one word is kink. She said, I'm not going to explain it. I don't think it needs it.
That's fair.
Fair, yeah. And then Cheeto Bandito says his one-word mantra for 2018, focus. Whatever this year brings, I intend to stay focused. There we go. And he said last week he neglected to reply to our best thing to happen to you in 2017, Q of the W. And his answer was that he was cancer-free for another year. He said, you count that shit after you've been diagnosed, treated, and have come out the other side alive. Amen, brother. And
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, we're glad that that certainly happened to you. Well, not the cancer, obviously. I mean I mean the coming through part and being cancer free.
That cancer shit, that was sick.
Yeah. High five. Like, slow down.
Good job.
Yeah.
Way to have your body try to kill you.
Woo! Mine's been trying for years, so
we're not gonna let that shit happen, are we?
No. So yeah, that's what I got.
It's so funny.
It was just another one of those times where I said it and I was like, I didn't really give a subject in my comment, so this could be bad.
Or hilarious.
Or both. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Whew. All right, so that's what we got for the last this here Q to Dubs.
Yep.
All right, well.
The final one of 2017.
Good job.
No, it wasn't actually. I'm dumb.
You'd be fine, Brian.
I've been sick.
For this week, because I asked Brian right before we started recording, like, hey, do you got a QW? And Brian's like, I kind of got one. And I like the one you have. And we need to break it out at some point.
Oh, yeah, right.
But I have one that says, you wake up in the body of the person you hate the most. What do you do?
Well, here's one thing I want to point or say on this is I want everyone to identify the person.
That's so rude.
Yeah. Now, realistically, if it's someone in your real life, you may want to pick a celebrity or some bullshit, but yeah. That's a good question. Now, it just says, so if you wake up in the body of them, what would you do, right?
The body of the person you hate the most, what do you do?
Okay, so there's a quantum leap situation. I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh shit, I'm this person that I hate the most. You have no idea how long you're going to be that person.
Right.
So you don't probably want to be too, you don't want to just shoot yourself or, throw yourself in front of a bus or something and be like, I rid the world of them because, if you're in there, do you go too? I don't know.
I would assume, but who knows?
Yeah. Right before the bus hits you, you leap.
Yeah.
What a dick.
What a jerk.
We'll discuss that on our Quantum Leap podcast.
God damn it.
God damn it. That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, I think the first thing I'd probably do is, be like, son of a bitch, cause yeah. Although I could go a different way and be like, well, I'd wake up as myself then. Ah!
Oh, hey! Hi-oh. Plot twist!
Yeah. Damn it, I leaped into my own body. Wait, I'm home! Anyway, yeah. That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe, like if it was a person who was a jerk or something, like I would try to, just switch who they are, basically. Like quit being an ass to people or something. I don't know.
Right.
Cause I'd like to say something, ridiculous or whatever. Like, if you woke up and the person you hate the most is just for shits and giggles, let's say Justin Bieber. Okay. You wake up and you're Justin Bieber. It's like, well, the first thing I'm probably going to do is, give this Brian Stewart chap all my money. And
well, of course.
Like in weird news today.
Weird news.
So yeah, that's, that would be the other thing would just be to do weird stuff like that. But if it was someone who was an asshole, I'd probably go out and make them do good with like their money and their fame at that point, just so something decent comes out of it. And I get rich. Wizard Tower money.
Wizard Tower.
What about you?
Well, I thought about this after I saw it and wrote it down. And like something I've been trying to do lately is I'm trying to really honestly be less of a dick. Right. Which is super difficult to do.
Right. Well, especially like with you, you're at like 100, so even being less of a dick, you're
exactly.
still like,
no. I'm multi-level black belt at dickery. Right?
Yeah, right.
So, but like I've talked to my wife about this, and she's like, a lot of times your go-to is just to be mean, and I don't even realize it, you know?
Yeah.
So I think what I would want to do is I would want to just try to live the life of the person as much as I could during the day to figure out if I really have a good reason to hate them.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe they're not the shithead that I think they actually are.
Right, yeah.
Like, there's got to be a redeeming factor to this person.
Right. And give all the money to me.
And give all the money to Brian.
And give all their money to me. For Wizard Tower reasons. I mean,
Oh, fuck yeah, Wizard Tower.
Yeah, it benefits you in the long run, too, because we both end up, as a Wizard Tower.
Well, yeah. I mean, what better place to buy podcast, record a podcast? Yes, wow.
Exactly.
I fucked up that line.
Exactly.
Wizard Tower.
Yep, Wizard Towers are known for having great acoustics.
Like, would you like to be on our show? Yes. Where are you guys located at? Well, you can Skype in, or you can come to our Wizard Tower.
Yep.
And you don't have to drive, because we'll magically teleport you here.
Obviously, yeah.
It works 30% of the time.
That would be, there's a Q of the W for you, right? Like, you can, if teleporters were real, but they only worked 50% of the time, would you use them?
Exactly, right?
Or let me rephrase. If they worked correctly 50% of the time, would you use them?
Yes. So I think that would be my thing, is try to make sure I actually had a good reason to hate this person.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I can see that. That makes sense to me.
Oh my God. Loud noises.
Okay. Well, I didn't hear anything, so that's good.
Oh, good. Because I thought I came across I clicked the link because I was like, oh, this might be something interesting to talk about. And then it just pop up audio.
Yeah. That's why, honestly, I was telling Heno this, and, again, peel the curtain back. Whenever I open a new tab when we're doing the show, I immediately mute the tab. Just so there's no chance of that happening.
Oh, man.
Like right now, I'm looking at all my tabs and they're all muted.
Right. Yeah, I'm just glad I did come across that.
Yeah. So, all right.
The show. Oh, man. That was a nice yawn.
Yeah. Ooh. So, there's our Q of the W for the week.
So, you wake up in the body of the person you hate the most. What do you do?
Show me what you got.
Nice.
All right. as usual, we'll, point you towards saltylanguage.com for all the links you could need from us. Past episodes, enthusiast episodes. You can check out the networks we're part of, like, Tangent Bound Network, the Geek Dig Radio, or Geek Dig, sorry. Well, whatever.
Clint's got a network?
Yeah, go check out our pal, Clint on Geek Dig. Geek Life Radio playlist. And also, danger! Watch your back! Danger! Entertainment. Go check out those networks, and because you may find other podcasts that you're, tickle your fancies or such. Let's see, what else was I going to say here? Also, let everyone know we're on Spotify now. So if you use Spotify, you can get the show there without having to download anything. Or if you're going to recommend our show to somebody else, it's a great way to do that because a lot of people use Spotify anyway.
Right.
Then they won't have to download anything. They can just stream it. But if you use Spotify or Stitcher or different podcast apps like that, please use the like or share options on them to help us get more visibility. If you use iTunes, please rate, review, and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you haven't, shame on you, but, whatever. Especially the review. Like, I haven't looked in a little while, but seriously, for a show that's been on as long as we have like, very few reviews.
It seems odd, doesn't it?
Yeah, 5-star ball wash, remember that.
5-star ball wash.
Other ways you can help the show on our website is if you're going to be shopping on Amazon, there's a link at the bottom, or a banner at the bottom that if you click it, it'll take you right to Amazon. You can shop as normal. It doesn't cost you anything, and they throw some crumbs at us. So, we'd appreciate that.
For sure.
Or you can click the Patreon link, go over to patreon.com. There's different rewards for different levels of donations or whatever you want to call it over there. And you can give as little as you want or as much as you want, basically, as a one-time thing and just cancel after the payment's gone through or whatever, too, if you'd like to help us out that way. We would greatly appreciate it. What else am I forgetting on the website? That's enough. But pretty much all our social media links are there. All the links from the episode are there. But if you want to contact us, the best way is at salty_language on Twitter. You can find me on Twitter at Stunami.
You can find me on Twitter at Monotony. Monotony, even.
Right. He is known for his mono.
Yes. Let's make out and go to sleep.
Yeah.
Not you, Brian.
I forgot. What are we on? I can't remember the Snapchat dealie.
Salty_language on the old Snapchat, but that's really if you just want to see me like make ribs over the weekend.
Trust me, you do. I mean, I'm not gonna, let's just say my pants were tighter,
Yeah, right, I hear you.
I was like,
for mine, but that's because I ate them.
Yeah. What, your pants?
Yes.
That's weird.
They're delicious.
Yeah. Oh, my pants are tight. Nom, nom, nom.
Yeah, well, they're perfect. Time to eat them.
Yep. He threw them on the smoker for a little bit.
Yep. Delicious.
Had that and some Pop-Tarts. You can find me on Snapchat at Ninjitsu if you'd like to.
And we're Salty Language on Instagram too, which I've been throwing all kinds of fun, dumb shit on there.
True enough. Enough. And I'm at Stunami if you want to follow me on Instagram, but it's basically pictures of my face, pictures of my past artwork, and that's about it. I just,
Seems like good follow, Brian.
Yeah, I only like to post pictures of me and my art, so.
Perfect.
So, anything else? Oh, our Snapchat codes are on the website also if you just want to.
Yes, they are.
Take a picture of that for there also.
Yeah.
And, I really feel like I'm forgetting something here. What the hell am I forgetting, Tony?
No idea, man.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I guess until next week, have a beer, you'll be fine. You know what? Have a whiskey, you'll be fine.
Nice.
We'll switch it up this week.
Nice. I guess just don't eat Tide Pods, you fucking losers.
Right? Oh, man. Welcome to the Meat Theater.
Nice.
Sensual music plays.